Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2. I am extremely excited to introduce the player in the blue. Return to us in the bottom right. It is the chess master, TY. Up against him, the best Protoss in Korea and therefore the world. Not the Protoss we deserve, but the Protoss we need right now. It's herO in the red. Best of 3 PVT on Gresman, of all places. Our macro map to start it off. Do you want to see the chess master return and have another go at being the very best, both caster and player? Or does herO need that break, that leg up, that support that you can provide metaphorically with a like and subscribe? Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you've had a good day so far. Hopefully it's about to get a little bit better. Jimmy, what? 1,099 likes. If we make it to 1,099 likes, I'll cast another series. And I'll probably do it anyways. But thank you for tuning in. I'm excited to see what this GSL match has in store. One of the ones... Oh my, never... He's hiding a starport behind the smoke. Like the sewer grates? I don't know, there's a dog. Not important. What's up, dog? Even hidden from our vision. That's kinda unrelated. Just confirming that TY gets all the bitches, but nope. Alright. It's not important. Not important. TY with a Hellion drop proxy, and the Adept is looking. He's suspicious. He's going right behind. He gets the... Oh, he sees it. Alright, well... Did the dog give it away? I'm not sure. Unrelated, but... Hellions on the way. It's going to be pretty obvious what direction TY is going with this. But that doesn't mean it can't do damage. These Hellions are quite deadly, with at least 3 of them, enough to one-shot a probe in a single volley, and of course those probes usually are one at a time. I like the idea here. He's gonna bring the medevac out, not even bothering with going to the main. Pokes in, gets one of the probes. Whoa, oh no, herO! Oh my god, he loses 6. Now, he might get both Hellions on the way out, but what a save! The slick pickup over the top, and now TY is in the main. Looking that potentially juicy hit. Up for up, Citizen's Arrest. Gets one of the Hellions. He's probably... The medevac gets out. The Hellion... Okay, alright. It's tripped up on the ramp. But... Well, the SCVs are railing across the map. Well... Scouting. Unfortunately, the second SCV gives away the fact that this likely wasn't scouting, but TY doing his best People's Terran impression and misrallied his command centers. Very relatable. Yet, I think herO going to be giving it a slight chuckle despite the damage that has already been dealt to him. Now Blink is done. The Stalkers will chase back across the map. There's a siege tank unsieged, but I believe it was spotted by the Adept shit. 4 Stalkers enough. Taking out SCVs with each volley. That medevac in dire straits right now. The Adept's trying to get into the main. That medevac is stressing me out, but the siege tank pushes away the Stalkers. And the Adepts actually complete the shade and get blasted apart by siege tanks of either flavor. And now finally we'll siege up into the main. Stalkers loaded up into the Prism. Viking on the way over. Viking's a real and present danger, not just in the skies, but also on the ground. Very good damage. Only takes 2 hits to kill a probe. They can actually fight a Stalker heads up and win relatively easily. It takes 2 Stalkers to take them out, because anything else they can just fly away from. So, Viking hits the deck. Forces a recall. And then he could just... Well, that was a bit optimistic. It does take a while to pop back up into the sky and pop out. The starport itself, it's burning. Nothing to repair it. Unfortunately, no aquatic SCVs. Which is kind of weird because they are space construction vehicles. You'd think they'd work just fine underwater, but... Or on top of that. Don't worry about it. Alright, if they can't attack units in the air, then... I'm starting to think this game isn't very realistic. Well. Warp Prism. Blink. We've seen it before, but TY has his own take on it here. He's got the forward SCV. A bit of a wall off with the barracks. I believe he has enough space to maneuver his tanks around. That's still a lot of stalkers. A shift blink into the main. herO staggers his way in, pulls a few stalkers into the prism. He's waiting out the blink cooldown. Now, there's only so much space to work with here. Down goes the observer. TY is buttoned up tight. As siege tanks, bunkers, marines, at every angle. Only 2 stalkers remain in the prism. The rest are going to try to slip unceremoniously out of the main base. They will make it there. And TY, his defense, unbreakable for now. The blink stalkers are not happening. And now TY has 59 to 48 workers. There's Storm on the way. herO's taking his third. TY actually scans for what is maybe soon to become herO's fourth. Already building more supply depots. Sieging up tanks. Trying to get some damage on the orbital, but with tanks sieging up, I don't know if that one's quite close enough. Yeah, there's a chance. It's getting a little annoying here. Stim isn't even done yet. Quite a late stim. In the grand scheme of things, TY was focused on anything else he could do. Keep this army going. He had to rebuild the starport, actually adding on Liberators now, even though he only has 3 medevacts, understanding that anything to really those force multipliers are going to be the most important. I don't know if he's going to send out the Liberators or if they're part of this multi-layered defense. But TY is like an onion. If you try to unpeel his defenses, you're just going to end up crying. So, there's a lot of layers as well. Layers. It was most of it, but also the crying part. They were both good. It was a good joke. Stop ruining it by going on about it. All right, herO has Storm. The Liberators. Where are those Liberators? All right, hanging out in the main. I don't think he rallied the starport. Storm is done. Storm is done. He sees the Templar, and the Storm ends up hitting more of the Zealots than it hits of the Marines and Marauders. Not the ideal scenario. More Storms coming through the front. Liberator shutting down the Archon. Turret takes out the War Prism. It's an unmitigated disaster for herO, who ends up losing a critical amount. He loses Templar, loses the Prism, loses the Archon. Not the game quite yet, but TY is building up for a devastating counterattack. Yeah, that is, I don't know why he thought he could break him there as he flew the Prism in, but he learned his lesson. The Ghost Academy, the most efficient building. The Ghost Academy, not just the Ghost, but the Ghost Academy has more HP than a barracks and over 3 times as much as a depot. It's actually one of the best buildings, resource and build time, to wall off. Fun fact. One more reason to love those ghosts. And TY understanding that makes it the centerpiece of his wall off. Storm drop. Looking for an opportunity. Not going to find it for now. Ghosts on the way. TY up 40 supply. A lot of it in army. Almost every advantage goes towards him. He does have stim. He has combat shield. He's got +1, and armor's on the way. The Zealots slip through the liberation zones, but the Bio army comes back and deals with it. Another attack. Oh, Storm! Oh, okay. Well, melting the face of that counterattack. Well, we now see TY humbled a bit in the face of a handful of Templar. There are Colossi on the way. Extended thermal lance there to keep them at arm's length. I'm not sure if it's the extra pinky or not with the range bug they're using in GSL. I would assume no, but whatever scapegoat you want, depending on how this goes. Here comes herO. Guardian Shield used. Another forward turret. Storm is good, but this attack is looking rather impotent as, oh, well, the Colossi definitely add a lot to it, but overall, herO really almost looking like a David versus Goliath battle as TY setting up his defenses so well that hero's attacks, I mean, these aren't bad attacks. They're just TUI is set up in a way that if it was even army supplies, it'd still be tough for hero. The fact that hero's down almost 30, yeah, it's not going to go great. He's fighting into an entrenched position with inferior forces. Now, I'm no Sun Tzu, but as Sun Tzu said, back off and expand, bro. And hero will do just that. He's sitting at 80 probes. How many gates? 9 gates. The patrol of bio units, just in case of storm drops, still there to intercept the zealots. But if it ends up being storm, he won't take quite as much damage. That army is quite dangerous. The command center likely going to have to be canceled. Oh, throws out EMP, washes over everything, but the disruptor shot splits the blue sea, clips the sensor tower. TY already had an SCV to repair, but not gonna cut it. Spylon will do its job. TY stutter stepping past, scans forward, sees the recall. Shield battery overcharge, optimistic at best. The army retreats back via the recall. And now TY, well, hero is back up towards 200 supply. The great equalizer, where if both players are maxed out, the army supplies are bound to be similar to even. And I believe we just saw TY EMP. I love his use of scan, by the way. He understands that if you have map hacks built into your buildings, you should use them. So scanning for tech specifically is what he's doing. And he actually spots the Stargate. And that is should trigger something. I don't know if it's going to be a massive tech transition or an attack. But if you're going to build a Stargate TY correctly, and also he spots the lack of defenses in the main, in case he wants to do a doom drop in a relatively timely manner. Templar wandering across the map are obliterated by the Terran army. Another one. The storm queued up a long time ago, and then it appears a galaxy far, far away. Another set of storms, though, out of the prism. Soften up a lot of the bio, but the ghost there will discourage much more. Yeah, the Stargate not going to be kicking in. I think he was headed towards carriers, but TY had other ideas. A Phoenix is on the way to deal, I think, with some of these Liberators. A double drop it stuck into the mineral line. Hero commits his entire army. Well, I lied. He did not commit the Disruptors. And the Disruptors are the most dangerous part against these bio units. But another attack. Oh, a big ball of Protoss with big balls of fire right out in front. Oh, good God. There they go. Double volley. He's able to take out the siege tanks. And TY's medevac drop. I believe we saw the tail end of a Selecto Army Hockey. The medevac drop killed some of the probes, not nearly enough to really make a meaningful dent in the economy. There are 2 more siege tanks. Forward planetary to zone out the army in any counterattacks. TY crossing his T's, dotting his I's, and slamming down his planetary exclamation points here. He does all these little things that I think any Terran at any level could apply. Whether it's the forward turrets, the planetary, pretty much Bronze League heroes perfected. Well, Disruptors to take out a tank. Oh, the bio army, the ghosts are hunted down, another chunk! And this time around, hero will take out the planetary. He's able to zone out and crush the army, while simultaneously focusing enough fire on the planetary it goes down, and behind it. He knows he might not be able to break TY here, but he's certainly put a crack in the defenses. Another planetary targeted. A fleet beacon is on the way. 3-3 not quite done for either side. Disruptors wandering through the fight, but the planetary is down. Another volley flung out. The salvo just slices across the front lines. And though 3-3 is done, TY doesn't have that many units left over with which to use it. SCV is looking for places to mine. TY is struggling to find an answer here. Where are the Liberators? He's going mass siege tank to deal with the Raptors, but siege tanks not well known for their effectiveness against carriers. He's got +2 mech weapons now. So many siege tanks. He's gonna be at double digits. He's got 4 factories pumping him out. A biomech composition. Planetary. Is there Neo-Steel armor? TY chooses to go forward. Planetary is broken. Now that one was just a distractic. Recall onto the north side. TY will jump on the army. Out of the recall. The disruptor's on cooldown. TY. Not Ty. Oh no, he was right-clicked on the Nexus. Oh no. He took so much extra damage, and now he's out of position. A disruptor shot lands. Still not a horrible fight for TY, but some of his units were stuck taking out the Nexus. They will finish it off, but he certainly should have done more damage to that army during the fight, especially the Colossi. I don't know how many there were, at least one, but they didn't go down nearly as quick as they should have, pinned up against the Nexus itself. So a critical mistake, but an understandable one from the chess master will set him back several moves. And instead of being in pole position after crushing a whole bunch of herO's best units, he is now about even on supply, and he's in no position to really press the advantage, as most of his supply is in siege tanks. With siege tanks, especially against charge lots, and even disruptors, you need to have the bio to cover. You need to have the bio essentially to clear the wheat from the chaff. Give the tanks the back line to target, while the bio units deal with mostly the zealots, but really anything else that can close the distance. Sometimes blink stalkers are the choice. But TY down to 54 SCVs. He's lost a lot throughout these fights. The ideas are great, but oh wow, the whole position. A lot of devastation on either side, as herO loses a big chunk of his stalkers while microing against TY on the right flank. But TY losing some SCVs. He lost a couple ghosts there as well. I don't know how many tanks. 17 have gone down. TY, this isn't quite mech against Protoss, but the mass siege tank support. herO, he's still another volley. Oh, he whiffs on the tank, though, and the tanks will take their revenge quite quickly. He really tried to have his cake and eat it, too, on that one. And this is a deadly attack. He needs something on top. He's got zealot bombs loaded up. Something to draw the fire of the siege tanks. But TY's multi-layered missile turret push. He's got Neo-Steel. I swear I saw Neo-Steel armor in the production tab. Maybe he canceled it. I'm not sure. How many? They still got 2 NG base. Maybe I'm just crazy and I wanted to see it. Sometimes we see what we want to see. The disruptor wanders in front, targeted down. One more ruptor. Again, herO! There's so much going on. But the Warp Prism actually makes it into the main. TY will clean up the main brunt of the counterattack, but inside the main base, the Warp Prism, almost untouched, warping in 10 zealots into the main. Give or take. And suddenly, the main base, the production is being gutted. TY, his siege tank push is left alone. It's just a bunch of tanks at the front, and nothing can really approach it. But TY has a very limited time to deal with this counterattack. Down goes the armory. The Warp Prism is still intact. The siege tanks are left without support. Where are the reinforcements? The cavalry's here, but it's all alone. The hero's seen it like, wait a second here. The disruptors can technically outrange the tanks if they don't have the vision. And the observer providing it. The tank turned its turret, but the purification nova's melted in time. The Warp Prism is just dancing circles around TY. And into the main, even warps in some stalkers with it. Siege tanks get to the low ground. Disruptors whip across the board. The Tempest! The air tanks here. Something to dislodge this siege line. TY! He doesn't have the support from home. This push is picturesque, but his home base is a total mess. As herO just decides to circumvent the problem by cutting off the production and dealing with it from the source. TY did not deal with the Warp Prism. The EMPs are not going to be enough to interrupt the recall. The Tempest will chip away at the turrets. They've already driven back some of the siege tanks. And, oh, I'm so excited for that. But I love watching TY. But he deserved it here. You gotta cover your bases. That's not a metaphor. And he didn't have a Viking at home. He didn't take out the Prism. And now here comes herO. It's been a shaky roller coaster of a game. But herO now has full position. TY's income is shattered. He's now gonna lose. Oh, the disruptors just keep unloading. Pairs at a time. hero's lost so many. He's lost 19 Raptors. But TY has now lost far too much. Oh, I really love some of the ideas that TY had there. Coming back in and revolutionizing a matchup that probably doesn't need a revolution, but the Tempests are chipping away. I don't see TY coming back from this one, but he's trying to drop Widow Mine. He's trying to drop Widow Mines on top of the Raptors. Oh my god! It's almost working! If he had Drilling Claws, think about it. You can't fire the Disruptors. It's point blank. And the Widow Mine drops like, it's not that easy to hit spread out mines. Even his moment of death is a moment of genius. The Widow Mine, I think part of that was that he lost a lot of his add-ons. No, he didn't. No, he was just trying it. The Widow Mine's to deal with the Tempest and for something to negate the Disruptors. Well, it's a rough one for TY, but he does have another chance. I do think that was TY's game to lose, as herO threw army after army into the siege line, losing... missile turrets killed multiple RoboBay units, which is not supposed to happen. But I guess when you have that many turrets, eventually it ends up doing so. Well, let's head on in to game number 2. TY, inspirational. I know. I'm not even going to pretend to be unbiased, but herO was just throwing units left and right to see what sticks, and really, it felt like he was throwing, like, glass plates against a wall. It's like, oh, I wonder if this one will get you. But eventually, at one point, there was a gap, and went in and hit the production. Threw a wrench into the works, and undercut that tank push that TY was trying to do. And that is the main weakness. herO correctly pinpointing it on the tank pushes is maintaining them. Tanks are not a quick unit to either produce or reinforce with. Liberators can fly and be built out of reactors, as can Vikings and medevacs. I know, these are not huge revelations, but anything that's built out of a tech lab factory takes a sweet time getting across the map. I'm even including Cyclones, which require support if they're going to be on their own in 99% of scenarios. So I'm sure TY could show us otherwise. Scouting, not always a guarantee with Terrans. I want to see more siege tanks. Personally, I'm gonna add a little bit of editorializing. I know I try to keep it relatively neutral for my casts and my commentary, which I hope you enjoy. But I do have strong opinions on the game if you've ever watched my stream. I don't like Widow Mines very much. I think Liberators are maybe a bit too big for their britches. The units I love, siege tanks and Vikings. My so humble proposition is nerf Liberator range and let smart servos build siege tanks faster, as well as letting remove Widow Mines from the game. Okay, maybe not quite that, but remove the cloaking with the armory, and then Vikings, they get the range buff from advanced ballistics, just +1 range for the Liberator, or maybe 2. And then +1 for the Viking in the air. So that way you're encouraged to use Vikings and siege tanks. This is just siege tanks and Vikings. I like siege tanks and Vikings. I don't like Widow Mines and Liberators that much. I think Liberators are okay. This is not from a balance perspective. This is from a I like casting and playing with these things perspective. Also known as fun, which is something I partake in occasionally as a StarCraft 2 player. But then I feel guilty for, of course. And so do my ladder points. But with all that said, oh yeah, and Protoss should have a late game range upgrade for Stalkers. Are the Terrans gone? We're gonna call it Polarity Charge. It's gonna be on the Templar Archives. Tell me when the Terrans are gone so they don't get upset. They may lose. Oh yes. You know what would be a devastating part of the game? If Protoss built more Stalkers in the late game. That would just be so tough to deal with. I wish they would stop building so many... Those Protoss on the ladder, I wish they would stop building so many Stalkers against me and go build, like, Disruptors or Archons or Carriers, which are just... Those Stalkers are so... herO has an Immortal. BY is... He knows what Reaper Walls are, and he knows how to deal with it. He's doing a tank push versus the Reaper Wall. He's got a bunker tank push. But herO has an Immortal. Oh my god, he was so ready for that. He was born ready for this. Wow, that did not work at all. The Observer spotted pretty much exactly what this was. Yeah. Okay, well that I like the idea, but there's a reason we usually use the Cyclone for that. TY, I think, maybe trying a bit too dramatically to revolutionize the Reaper Wall punishment push. Also, that hit quite late in the grand scheme of things. He also didn't see the Robo. So herO going for Robo early and instead of Twilight. Against maybe Blink Stalkers, you're better off, but overall... Oh, this is an optimistic Liberator. He's gonna... I have no idea why he's killing probes right now. Somehow, he manages to get 4 probes. herO just asleep at the wheel for a moment there. As that Liberator was envisioned from the moment it sieged up. Which evens out the worker count, despite everything. Now herO does have a 3rd Nexus on the way. TY, he sacrificed the timing on his stim and his production to get that siege tank pushed together. So it's going to be quite a bit until he has any sort of real 2-base push to follow it up. I struggled that sentence there. Storm, rushing storm. No Robobay at all. Against a set of Widow Mines here. From TY. So, obviously there's not going to be ghosts. He's already getting the armory. And I don't think that's for upgrades. He's actually getting the armory for the mines. He's going to follow up with a Widow Mine draw. He's doing 2 openers in one, like, the first opener already didn't work. I guess he... Wow, look at the vision from TY. I mean, from herO, rather. Beautifully done so far. He's going to see... Wait, is this a different version of Altitude? Look at the mini-map. It has these cool little, like, terrain... Like, looking like a topographical map, or whatever the terrain maps... You know. Definitely looks different than the latter version. But I digress. Is that a storm? Oh my god! Well, anti-armor missile. Feedback shuts down the Raven. Finally we get... Is that an Archon in the wild? The siege tank... Oh my god, the workers are being obliterated on both sides. The blue mineral SCVs and the defenseless probes. Widow Mine drop. Oh god, both players going straight for the economy. And the recall, the storms, he dives out of him. Another drop. What a hectic game this has become. TY's Widow Mine drop. Oh no, 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 no! Okay, just one. He didn't kill the mine and it recharged. He must have moved the observer at the 1 second too early. Well, this is, where are we now? Oh, here's up 25 supply. Part of this because TY sacrificed a lot of his potential production. Like, he went for an armory. His barracks 4 and 5 are quite late. And that early push, of course, slowed down the initial one. So now here comes herO. Going to just go straight for the throat here. And going to be very concerned when there are no more units. Are there any observers? Oh no, he doesn't have detection for the mines. Which will stall out the push somewhat. No, wait, oh, you can't leave the door open. Oh my god, somehow he still manages to shut it. The boys are pulled. Finally, an observer shows up. And, oh no, he's gonna lose it! He loses the observer to the mines! And we go into one of the most ridiculous base trades. At first I would, oh, another observer, but 20 probes down. herO's base is being gutted. The rest of the probes are on the way across the map. This is madness. There's almost nothing left to actually fight this army. The problem is, he still has Templar. There are 2 observers left. All right, he pumped those observers out of the robo, as the Widow Mines are still a real danger. Orbitals in flight. There is a stalker in that prism. Widow Mines still taking their shots, but the orbitals are wait, does TY have any buildings? Like, can he force a... No, he can't force a draw. Oh my god. Did he just recall what the hell was that, herO? herO! Recalled probes to a Nexus that just died. He still has 28 probes. There's still 28 SCVs. Oh my god, he just left them in the main. TY is rebuilding from the main. They were still left inside the house. What is happening? Now, the Templar are a real danger. The game has been recovered from a replay, which is an insane thing to see, considering the timing. Oh my god. That was quite a timing to be recovering from replay. Of course, we do it live, but the extra level of intrigue that what happened? I don't know what's going on. Because this, like, these are played in the studio in GSL live. So, what a timing. Did somebody call for a timeout? Because, I mean, of all the SCVs versus... How many SCVs does it take to kill an Archon? We may never find out as they mineral walk through the storms. The storms are slaughtering the probes! 13 probes die, almost all of them to storm. Is there Blink? No Blink. He's trying to storm the medevacs. I think he'll get them. And at the end of the day, wait, TY has rebuilt his main. His herO won. He's got 69 supply, which is nice enough. GG. Oh my god. What an insane... So herO takes the most convoluted 2-0 I've seen in quite a while. Oh, which brings us to our bonus game of Dark versus TY. Don't go anywhere, by the way. But what a mess. What an absolute clusterfudge. No, that sounds, for some reason, saying it like that sounds worse than just saying clusterfuck. I apologize. For you children at home, grow up. This is a big boys game, all right? You're probably, if you're young enough to be offended by that. Wait, that doesn't even make sense. No young, I was a child once. Citation needed. Moving on. Dark versus TY. And all the young... When this game came out, Max Pax was 6 years old, and now he's very old for a golden retriever. TY is proxy rexing Dark because, of course he is. Yes, that's what we're doing. But where was I? Oh, yes. TY showing some incredibly interesting Terran. The thing is, I don't know if we need a revolution in Terran versus Protoss. It feels like it's a lot more on the Protoss right now to figure out how to deal with the Terran, as opposed to Terran needing to reinvent the wheel. Though I love to see the tanks and the tank pushes and the crazy like pseudo mech strategies. TY just not... I think it's pretty clear, like, TY an incredibly smart player, but he just crumbled a little too much when thrown into chaos. And herO successfully threw the game into chaos, and he came out ahead. Not by that much in either game, but the Lord of Chaos, herO. So, did Dark scout this, by the way? No. Wait, what? How does he... Did he just... Oh my god, he pull firsted. Oh, I wonder what TY's face looks like after that. Oh, come on. That's rough. Well. TY. In danger. As the Zerglings are out way earlier than they're... This is supposed to show up and already have a bunker half down by the time Zerglings are out. Not be running away trying to chase them. Well... There are roaches on the way. So Dark was just doing a roach rush. Because of course he was. This is TY's big return to the GSL. And Dark is your rite of passage. Dark will roach rush you. If he has no... you know what? It doesn't matter if he has respect for you or not. One, he doesn't. You're not Dark. And two, well, here come the roaches. Is TY just dead? He's not building a bunker. So, it's certainly not good. 3, 4, no, okay. Well, it's very bad. Yeah, oh, well... Yeah, that expansion wasn't going to happen. He's blasting through the depot. Look at the placement on that corrosive vial. Even the mule... But the mule may have made the difference. I actually don't know, in my many years of SC2, if mules repair faster than regular SCVs. I want to say they don't, but I bet TY knows. Either way, though, no mules left. He's target firing. Great micro so far. Cyclone comes out. That depot held long enough. So, TY actually manages to hold. Yes, but at what cost? As Dark... Not following this up, buying every possible split second. But TY holds. He doesn't outright die. I think if the depot was not repaired and he just gets in, it's just over. But he holds until the Cyclone. It's not good. It's... Dark has a third hatch on the way. Speed. He's at 35 drones. It's a bit of a disaster. But... the first step to living is not dying. So, TY's accomplished that much. Well, Cyclone going to poke at the hatchery there. Doing its max damage on the lock-on. Well... not enough to kill it. Another round of roaches, a whole bunch of lings. I smell Ravagers in our future. As there's still an Overlord, potentially on the high ground. 7 Marines coming across the map, which, you know, if Dark was particularly greedy, he might get away with some damage, but the Marines are retreating. Dark is coming in with another round. TY pre-pulls the SCVs. Well, Stim isn't done. The Overlord floats in. Oh wait, there's no depot. Stim will be done momentarily. There it is. He pulls the trigger. Dark just backs off. I'll fight. Coming down the ramp, tries to cut him off on the way out. Getting as much damage as possible while he still can, without damaging himself anymore. This time he stims again. The Marines, the Zerglings trying to work their way through. Deals with the Widowmine. Widowmine actually damages a bunch of the Marines as well. Dodges the corrosive bile. Okay, like, oh, he's holding. Oh, until the Widowmine obliterates the remaining Marines. The red paste all over the ground. Like, he's not dead yet. Oh. TY tucked in there. The Cyclone will live. He's gonna repair with an SCV. He's like, it's so sad. Oh, once again, TY with some great strategic plays, but tactically outclassed by Dark this time around. He did start with the 2 rags, but Dark, of course, came out swinging. Well, TY, we watched TY get destroyed 3 games in a row, but in 3 of the most interesting games I've seen in a while, and truly showing the chess master still deserves his title. I hope you agree. Thank you for watching. I hope I made your day a little bit better. 1,099 likes. Cast another series. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Good luck, have fun. Stay chill.